60% of all deaths worldwide are now linked to chronic inflammation. 60%. And most of it happens with zero symptoms, no warning, until the damage is already done, quietly wearing down your heart, your joints, your brain, even your mood. Today, I'm walking you through 6 foods that go straight after it. Real mechanism, real human study, every single time, no miracle cure nonsense. And stick around for number 5, because that's the food that quietly rewired how I think about the gut. Not kidding. Let's frame this properly before we dive in, because I don't want you fearing inflammation. Inflammation is not the villain here. It's the reason a cut closes. It's the reason your body crushes a virus before it takes you down. That kind of inflammation, the loud kind, it shows up, it does its job, and it leaves. The kind we actually need to worry about doesn't do that. It's quiet. It doesn't announce itself. It just sits in the background for years, and it's the thread running through heart disease, insulin resistance, autoimmune flare-ups, even the brain fog and joint aches that show up when every test still comes back normal. And here's the part people forget. Roughly 70% of your immune system sits in your gut lining. So when we talk about calming inflammation through food, we're really talking about talking directly to your immune system through your gut. That's the whole game. Okay, let's get into it. Number 1, turmeric. But only if you do this one thing. Turmeric is everywhere right now, and for good reason. The active compound is curcumin, and curcumin is a genuinely powerful anti-inflammatory molecule. It gets in there, and it blocks a pathway called NF-kappa B, which is basically the master switch your cells flip when they want to ramp up inflammation. Curcumin walks up to that switch and holds it down. Here's the catch, and I want to be straight with you about it. Curcumin on its own is absorbed terribly. Your gut barely lets it through. That's actually why some older studies looked unimpressive. The curcumin never made it into the bloodstream in the first place. But researchers found the fix, and it's almost comically simple. Black pepper. The compound in black pepper, piperine, increases curcumin absorption dramatically. So the trials that combine curcumin with piperine are the ones that actually move the needle. And they do move it. Reviews pooling multiple randomized trials in people with rheumatoid arthritis found that curcumin, especially paired with piperine, improved disease activity scores, brought down joint counts, and lowered inflammatory markers like ESR and CRP. Not every single trial agrees on every marker. Science rarely does. But the overall pattern across dozens of trials is consistent enough that I take it seriously in my own kitchen. How do I eat it? Golden milk in the evening, turmeric whisked into warm milk with a pinch, and I do mean a pinch, of black pepper. I throw turmeric and black pepper into scrambled eggs. I build curries around it. The rule is simple. Turmeric without the pepper is mostly for color. Turmeric with the pepper is medicine. Number 2, extra virgin olive oil. This one shouldn't be a secret, but somehow it still is. Fresh, high-quality extra virgin olive oil contains a compound called oleocanthal. And here's a genuinely wild fact. Oleocanthal produces that peppery sting you feel at the back of your throat when you swallow a really good olive oil. And that sting is not a coincidence. It comes from the exact same family of receptors that ibuprofen irritates. Researchers actually tested this directly, comparing oleocanthal to ibuprofen in the lab, and found it inhibits the same coax enzymes that drive the prostaglandin pathway of inflammation, with a potency described as strikingly similar to the drug itself. Now, I am not telling you to swap out your medication for salad dressing, but I am telling you that every time you drizzle real extra virgin olive oil over your vegetables, you are getting a legitimate, mechanistically verified anti-inflammatory compound, one that's been part of the Mediterranean diet, the single most studied anti-inflammatory eating pattern on the planet, for thousands of years. One important note, the sting matters. If your olive oil tastes bland and buttery with zero bite at the back of your throat, it's probably old, low quality, or not really extra virgin at all. The peppery ones are the ones doing the work. How do I use it? Raw, never heavily heated, drizzled generously over roasted vegetables, whisked into a vinaigrette, poured straight over a bowl of beans. Cooking with a milder oil is fine, but I always finish the dish with a real glug of the good stuff. Number 3. Fatty fish. Salmon, sardines, mackerel, anchovies. These fish carry 2 long-chain omega-3s, EPA and DHA, and your body uses them to build a class of signaling molecules with a genuinely beautiful name, resolvins. That's exactly what they do. They resolve inflammation. Where a lot of your fatty acid signals rev the fire up, these are built specifically to shut it back down once its job is done. Now, I have to be honest with you here, because the research on this one is textured, not a straight line. Big meta-analyses looking at omega-3 supplements across broad, mostly healthy populations often come back mixed on markers like CRP and IL-6. That surprises people. But when researchers zoom in on people who actually have elevated baseline inflammation, folks carrying extra abdominal weight, for instance, the picture sharpens considerably. One trial giving adults with abdominal obesity a few grams of EPA and DHA daily for 7 weeks found meaningful drops in CRP, IL-6, and TNF-alpha. The lesson here isn't that omega-3s are useless. It's that food is not a blunt instrument. It tends to help the most where your body actually needs the help. How do I eat it? Salmon twice a week, minimum. Sardines on toast with a little lemon, and yes, olive oil. Pairing numbers 2 and 3 together in one bite. If fish just isn't your thing, algae-based omega-3 supplements exist and carry the same EPA and DHA without the fish. Number 4. Ginger. Ginger has been sitting in kitchens for centuries being treated like a flavor, when really it's a legitimate anti-inflammatory agent that happens to taste incredible. The active compounds, gingerols, inhibit that same COX-2 enzyme we've been talking about, the one that drives prostaglandin production, and with it, pain and swelling. There's a clinical trial I really like here. Researchers gave older adults with knee osteoarthritis 500 milligrams of ginger powder daily for 3 months. At the end, their levels of TNF-alpha and IL-1 beta, 2 of the most reliable pro-inflammatory messengers we track, had both dropped compared to the placebo group. That's not a subjective, I feel a little better result. That's a measurable shift in the immune signals themselves. How do I use it? Fresh ginger grated into stir-fries, steeped in hot water for tea, thrown into a smoothie with a little citrus to round out the sharpness. I keep a knob of it in my freezer at all times, specifically so I can grate it straight from frozen. Number 5. Garlic. This is the one. This is the food that actually changed how I think about the gut, and I promised you I'd circle back to it. Garlic contains organosulfur compounds, and when your gut bacteria get hold of them, something remarkable happens. They convert them into hydrogen sulfide. Now, hydrogen sulfide sounds like something you'd want to avoid, and in large amounts, sure. But in the tiny amounts your gut microbes generate from garlic, it acts as a signaling gas, very similar in concept to how nitric oxide relaxes your blood vessels. It's now being studied as a genuine anti-inflammatory and vascular protective messenger, produced by your own bacteria from a food you're already eating. And here's where I want to be honest with you again, because I think it makes the science more trustworthy, not less. A large pooled analysis of 17 randomized trials found that garlic supplementation reliably lowered CRP, but it didn't move IL-6 in a meaningful way. Meanwhile, a separate trial using aged garlic extract in adults with obesity found the opposite pattern. IL-6 and TNF-alpha came down over 6 weeks, but CRP didn't budge. Different forms of garlic, different markers responding. That's not garlic failing. That's garlic doing something real and specific enough that different preparations produce different fingerprints. When a food shows up across multiple, independently run trials moving actual blood markers, even inconsistently, I pay attention. Consistent effects on the same specific markers are what should make you suspicious of a fad. Textured, specific effects like this are usually a sign of something biologically real. How do I eat it? Crushed, and I mean actually crushed with the flat of a knife, then left to sit for 10 minutes before you cook it. That resting time lets an enzyme reaction happen that preserves more of the active compounds. I throw it into practically everything, but my favorite is a quick garlic and ginger stir fry. Numbers 4 and 5 together, finished with a little of that good olive oil. Number 6, chia and flax seeds. These tiny seeds are unbelievably humble for what they can do. They deliver plant-based omega-3 in the form of ALA. They're loaded with a unique class of polyphenols called lignans, and they're an absolute fiber powerhouse. That fiber matters more than people realize, because it's the raw material your gut bacteria ferment into short-chain fatty acids, the same calming compounds we keep coming back to in this list. Feed the fiber, get the short-chain fatty acids, cool the inflammation, right where so much of your immune system actually lives. Flaxseed specifically has been studied for its lignin content, and trials looking at ground flaxseed over 8 to 12 weeks have found measurable reductions in inflammatory markers, including CRP, alongside improvements in blood pressure and cholesterol. It's not flashy, it's just quietly effective, week after week. One practical note: always grind chia and flax, or make sure they're already ground. Whole flaxseed in particular can pass right through you, unbroken, seed coat intact, without ever releasing what's inside. How do I eat them? A tablespoon of ground flax stirred into oatmeal every morning. Chia seeds soaked overnight in a jar with milk and berries for an effortless pudding. Both sprinkled over yogurt when I want something with a little crunch, bringing it all together. So there's your 6. Turmeric with black pepper, extra virgin olive oil, fatty fish, ginger, garlic, and chia, or flax. Look at what's actually happening across this list. You've got compounds that block inflammatory switches directly, compounds that get converted by your gut bacteria into something more powerful, and fiber that feeds the whole system underneath it all. None of these foods work in total isolation from each other either. Salmon with olive oil, ginger with garlic, turmeric with black pepper. Notice how the pairings keep showing up. That's not an accident, and it's honestly how I eat most days. 2 or 3 of these landing on the same plate, at the same meal. If you only change one thing after watching this, make it the black pepper with your turmeric. It costs you nothing. It takes 3 seconds. And it's the difference between turmeric doing almost nothing and turmeric actually working the way the research says it can. I know the internet is completely flooded with miracle cure nonsense when it comes to inflammation and gut health. I'm not interested in selling you a miracle. I'm interested in showing you what actually holds up when someone runs the trial. If that's the kind of channel you want to be part of, hit subscribe, and I will see you next week.